Welcome to Maddie for President. Hi, I'm Leah from podcasthouston.com. Maddie for President is a weekly podcast about life, love, and money. It's all from the perspective of a brilliant, beautiful 2-year-old growing up in Houston, Texas. Maddie is never afraid to tell you what she thinks. Pops, Lovey, and big brother Caleb are always there to help translate when necessary. Leave a 5-star review in iTunes, and you'll get a personal shout out on the next episode. Listen in iTunes and anywhere podcasts are played, and subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch every episode of Maddie for President. Now, here's Pops and Maddie with this week's lesson about life, love, and money.
Thank you, Leah, for that great introduction, and thanks for working on Memorial Day. The office is pretty quiet, and I just wanted to sneak in today and get this first episode of Maddie for President published. We were going to launch the show on July 4th, but we got ahead of schedule, so here we are on Memorial Day, and I snuck into the office hoping I could knock it out in, a couple hours. So here we go. I'm about to hit the publish button, and it'll go into iTunes. So let me tell you about the show. First of all, it is live from Houston, Texas. You're probably not hearing it live, but trust me, we are live. And it's Maddie for President. And this is the first and only video podcast of its kind. It's created with a double dose of love and about 50% of the talent that you would normally get in a home movie. So hope that helps, except for Leah. She's way more professional than the rest of us in terms of production. So this is the first episode, and you already got to meet Leah. She is our spokesperson. We're really glad to have Leah. By the way, she is a spokesperson for other companies as well. If you want to learn how to hire Leah, I'm sure I'd be happy to tell you more about her work and give her a great reference. So first thing I want you to know as we launch this first episode of Maddie for President is that we're on YouTube. So this is a video podcast. If you're listening on iTunes or really anywhere that a podcast is played, you're missing the video. So just go to maddieforpresident.com and you'll be able to click on the link to the playlist that we've created in YouTube. And also you'll be able to sign up to get notified every time we post a new episode of Maddie for President. So let's meet Maddie. So you're watching a clip of Maddie and her brother Caleb playing in the park, swimming in the swimming pool, whatever we have going on. In each episode, we'll share some of our experience, our life together with Maddie and Caleb. It's just a wonderful thing. I'll never forget my brother Ed told me when he found out I was going to have a grandbaby, he told me that it would change my life forever. And I wasn't really sure about that, but I promise you he was right. And for those of you who are grandparents, you know you know what it's like. So this is Maddie. She is mighty, she is wise, and she is a terror for her size. So I think you're going to enjoy getting to know Maddie. I know you're going to enjoy getting to know Maddie. She is a very bright, very beautiful individual. And then her brother Caleb, this guy is something else. And one of the things that's really cool about doing this video podcast for Maddie for President and Caleb for Congress, which is another show we'll be doing soon, I'm sure. These guys love to see themselves on a video. And so while they're young and Caleb is almost 3, Maddie is almost 2, and while they're young, they like to watch themselves on my iPad, and when they hear my voice, they say, "Pops, hey Pops." They'll see my picture and hear my voice. So yeah, we're gonna have some fun with this, and I'll tell you more and more about what the show is really about. But these are the stars of the show, and then there is, of course, Lovey. That's Connie, my bride. The best thing that ever happened to me, that lady right there. And she is also known as Lovey or Wovey, depending on which grandchild you talk to at what time of day. and she is absolutely the best thing that ever happened to Pops. And that's me. I get to be Pops. That's one of my favorite roles these days, and that's a picture of us at a wedding some time ago. I don't even remember whose wedding that was, honestly, but today is Memorial Day 2021, and so I thought it'd be kind of cool to launch this show on a special day like today. And so one of the things I did when I came in the office on my Goldwing motorcycle, I just started looking at pictures. I read this article from President Trump. I thought it was not just a great picture, but a great message from President Trump. He honored the fallen heroes who made the supreme sacrifice for their country in a Memorial Day message, as he reminded Americans that all that we are is thanks to them, and made me think of those who served. My father, my grandfather, my son. I lost an uncle in World War II, never met him. Edward Francis Munchback, the second, I believe. My brother is Edward Francis Munchback III. He died in World War II, not my brother, but my uncle. And so I never got to meet him. I think about President Trump and his message of really beautiful message to those who serve. And so I thought that would be fitting. There's another picture of President Trump. I like that guy. I don't like everything about him, but I think he did some good things for our country, and I'm proud. Well, I wasn't so proud before, but I've come to believe that he didn't really get a fair shake for a lot of the time. But anyway, I guess I'm coming out, because when I voted for President Trump, I was kind of embarrassed about that. But I'll tell you what, today I am not so embarrassed about President Trump, and I have a lot of concerns about the future of America. And so I think Maddie for president is a pretty good idea. Now, I don't really expect that Maddie will be president. I hope not, because what a job it would be. But I do hope and believe that she has an opportunity, we have an opportunity as a family, as a community, not just with Maddie and Caleb, but with everyone, every young child that we get to influence. They have an opportunity to grow up, to be responsible, and to learn what it means to be an American citizen. And what would it mean for us to raise up children who were capable of being the president? And that's what my hope is for Maddie. Now, I won't be around when Maddie gets old enough to even run for president. I think you have to be 50 years old. So at any rate, I would love to be a person who influences her. So over the next weeks, months, and years, I'll share some of the people and messages that influenced me, mentors, teachers, friends, and so many people that contributed to my life, and I want to contribute to Maddie's life and Caleb's life, and I hope that I get a chance to contribute to your life too. So one of the things I do, and speaking of contributing, is I teach personal finance at the University of Houston. So this show, Maddie for President, is about life, love, and money. I can't help it. Money is something that influences so many areas of our lives. And so one of the things that I want to do, one of the most important purposes in my life moving forward, is to teach Caleb and Maddie the things that they need to know to be successful, including how to manage money. From their first lemonade stand to their first college fund, whatever, everything that they need to learn. I'm hoping that they will go to the University of Houston and take my course. I do hope that I can teach them. That would be so cool. But anyway, I'm going to play one of the videos that I play every semester for my students at the Bauer College of Business at the University of Houston. It's called 3 Laws of Personal Finance.
Every college graduate can be a millionaire by age 50 by obeying 3 laws of personal finance. The 3 laws of personal finance are the law of spending and saving, the law of tax-advantaged investments, and the law of purpose and commitment. some people think this is a very bold claim. Every college graduate can be a millionaire by age 50. When you obey these 3 laws of personal finance, you discover the truth. Saving $1 million in 30 years is really not mission impossible. The law of spending and saving is the most fundamental principle in personal finance. It's also the most disregarded law of personal finance in American history. Spend less than you earn and save more for what matters most. Ben and Frank became friends at age 19. Ben started saving and investing in a well-managed, low-fee, diverse mutual fund that earned an average return of 12% annually. Ben saved $2,000 a year for 8 years and then he stopped. So he invested $16,000. 8 years times 2 equals $16,000. By the time Ben was 65, his investment grew to $2,288,996. Frank, on the other hand, decided he wanted to spend his money on entertainment, dining out, Starbucks, and a nice new BMW. Frank didn't start saving until 9 years later, so by the time Ben stopped investing, Frank was just getting started. Frank, like Ben, saved $2,000 a year. That's $167 a month or $42 a week. Frank invested his $2,000 every year in the same mutual fund as Ben. Frank continued his spending and saving plan until he turned 65. At that point, he had a total of only $1,532,166. Ben saved and invested $2,000 for 8 years, from age 19 to 26. Ben saved and invested a total of $16,000. Frank started his spending and saving plan at age 27 and kept doing it until he was age 65. Frank saved and invested $78,000, and he never caught up to Ben. The law of spending and saving is the most fundamental law of personal finance. Spend less than you earn and save more for what matters most. The law of tax-advantaged investments is next. The IRS makes the law. Your job is to take advantage of the law by investing in tax-advantaged accounts, like 401k, the most common, simple IRA, SEP, best for sole proprietors or employers with no employees, tax-deductible IRAs, 403b for teachers and nonprofits, 457 for government workers, and tax-free investments, like the Roth IRA for you, your spouse, or your kids who earn money in your cottage industry. The law of tax-advantaged investments lets you spend less on taxes and save more for what matters most to you. The most important law of personal finance is the law of purpose and commitment. When it comes to managing money and life and work and relationships, and did I say money? There's no law more important than the law of purpose and commitment. Most Americans don't spend time thinking about their true purpose, so most Americans never connect their resources to what matters most. Every college graduate can be a millionaire by age 50. No matter how old you are, if you speak English, I can help you make your money count.
That's the theme of my course, Money Study Group. You can learn more about it at moneystudygroup.com, and feel free to sign up for summer school for this summer, this session, 2021. It starts next week, by the way. It will be the first course that we invite outsiders to participate. It's something new. Not sure how that will go. It may not happen ever again, but for now, you can check it out at moneystudygroup.com. Sign up for the summer course and take an 8-week or 9-week summer course along with students at the University of Houston at the Bauer College of Business. So it is Memorial Day again, and I'm remembering my dad. He passed a couple years ago, and as I was looking through photos this morning, getting ready to post this episode for Maddie for president, I want Maddie to know that we've got family all over the country, and so she hasn't met most of them. She certainly never got to meet my dad. And so as I thought about my dad, it's a picture of my family. If you're listening on iTunes, you're missing the video, you're missing this picture. So check it out. You can go to maddieforpresident.com, by the way. Click on the link and it will take you to the playlist where everything we post on this show will be in video. It's a video podcast, but that's my family. That does not include my little brother Andrew, who's actually much bigger than I am, and he just came along when I was about 15. So there's my brother Tom, my sister Teresa, that's me at the top right, and then my mom, who is just as beautiful today as she was in that picture. That's my brother Ed. We shared a room together, so we hated each other for many years, but we love each other again. And he's doing great. He's got a whole bunch of grandkids, and he's just having fun. And that's a picture of my dad, who is no longer with us. So I wish Maddie and Caleb could have known him, but they came along too late. So this is the guy, Patrick Springle. Got to have dinner yesterday with Pat and his wife, Joyce. Beautiful people, one of my dear friends, and he is also the owner of Baxter Press. So this is not a commercial. I do not get compensated if you choose to hire Patrick and Baxter Press, but I would like to say that he has helped me in each of the books I've published. Make Your Money Count, which was endorsed by Stephen Covey, as well as Ken Blanchard, and it's a beautiful book. Both you may not realize how many details go into a book, but there's so many beautiful little details in this book that I'd like to share with you. But mainly, it's the content of the book. It's a great book. It took us a couple of years to do Make Your Money Count, and I'll be sharing all of that with you in the weeks, months, and years ahead, because this is now the official textbook of my course in personal finance at the University of Houston. So I'm really excited about that. Another book that I wrote for financial advisors with Patrick is What Matters Most. So this is, if you're a financial advisor, and I'm connected to so many financial advisors on LinkedIn, I'm going to be sharing some coaching, some principles, some things that will be very relevant to you if you're anywhere near the business of financial advice giving. There's also another book that we wrote, was published by the Financial Planning Association. So this is for certified financial planners and CPAs, and so Allied for Success. There's Allied for Success, What Matters Most, and Make Your Money Count, connecting your resources to what matters most. So those are the three books that Patrick worked with me on and did a great job. He's a fantastic writer. He helps anyone who wants to put a book together. That's what he does. And he did a great job for me and for many other clients. And that's him with, I believe that's his first grandbaby. I believe that's Chloe. I believe that's Taylor's first daughter. And Taylor, by the way, he did the illustrations in all of my books. So hey, Taylor, hope you're doing great. Has his own company now. I hear you have your own company now, Taylor. And your dad says you're doing great and you like being out there on your own. So I look forward to hiring you again to do some graphics if I can afford you now that you are probably much more expensive. I was fortunate to hire you back when you were very young and you did a great job. And I'll show all of those illustrations on future episodes. So stay tuned because they're great illustrations. So that's Pat Springle. This show is dedicated to Pat, my friend. So this is my granddad. I should probably dedicate the show to him. But his name is James Ray Bagwell, granddaddy. My name is James Ray Munchback, so I was named after my grandfather. He was a prisoner of war in the Korean prisoner of war. And he survived 3 years in Korea as a prisoner of war. So that's a medal that he received. I can't remember the name of that medal. But anyway, that is my grandfather. And then somewhere in here, I showed you a picture of my dad and my family. And so right now what I want to do, that picture was one of many. And when I was looking through the pictures, I thought it'd be kind of cool to just put a little slideshow together. So this is a slideshow of my family, just a few of the images that were in the pile of pictures in our picture drawer. And I took pictures of most of these with my iPhone. And this is just, random pictures from the Munchback family. And these are all, not all, but many of these people, Maddie and Caleb, have not even met. So I'm hoping to introduce them one by one to each of these beautiful people. And it's just staggering to me when I look at these images to think about how many of the folks in the pictures are no longer with us. And so I'm sure that's true in your family as well. And so as we move forward with Maddie for president, one of the things I want to do is introduce Maddie and Caleb to our set of family values, the vision that I have for them as they grow up. And really, one of the things that I consider to be my highest purpose is to have the opportunity to give some training and coaching and mentoring to these young people, beautiful little people. And I do that with students at the University of Houston. I get to do that with financial advisors. It's one of the wonderful opportunities I've had in my life. And so it's exciting to not just play with Caleb and Maddie in the swimming pool and with little race cars, but we do a lot of fun things. We go camping, we go to the beach, we swim in the swimming pool, so many things we get to do. And I'm going to share that with you as we enjoy life together and experience love together. And I'm going to teach them how much an ice cream cone costs, and all of the things that we do at some point will become little lessons along the way. And I'm excited about sharing that with you, and I hope you will do me a favor and subscribe to the podcast in iTunes. Leave a 5-star review. That helps us get the show in the search results. Otherwise, nobody will get to see it. iTunes platform requires 5-star reviews to be found. So please do me a favor. I'll be sending out some emails to some friends. If you got that email and you listened to the show this far, I'm asking you to do me a big favor. Give us a 5-star review. Subscribe. And then also don't forget, go to maddieforpresident.com, and there you will find a link. It's a link. It looks like a YouTube play button, and it will take you to the playlist for Maddie for President. So every show we do here on iTunes and everywhere that podcasts are played, we will also create a video, and that video will be posted to our YouTube channel. And within that channel, we will have a playlist, and every episode will be on that playlist for you to conveniently watch at your leisure. So thanks for listening, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and mostly thanks for your 5-star review in iTunes. I'll see you next week when we come back for another episode of Maddie for President.